corruption, discrimination, and malpractice. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Mohd Fajri the public health student at Sriwijaya University. Honorable judges, what I mentioned earlier are some integrity issues in healthcare services. As a public health student, I've learned that healthcare begins long before a patient enters a hospital. It begins in families, school, environment, and communities. But none of it works with trust. And right now, in healthcare services, trust is in serious trouble. According to the 2026 Edelman Trust and Health Report, 70% people of worldwide believe at least one misleading health claim. 70%, that is not a minority, that is most of the world. When trust in health information breaks down, people don't just start doubting a headline on their phone, but they start doubting the doctor standing right in front of them. Because underneath every statistic, every misleading claim, every headline, there is one question every human being is really asking. Can I trust the people responsible for my health? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need you to answer out loud for me to know how deep this question matters. Because this fear, this hope, this uncertainty is something every single human being shares. Rich or poor, young or old, we all eventually find ourselves in the same position. A passion, trusting a people in a white coat with the most precious thing we have, our life. That trust has a name. It's called integrity. Integrity is not a poster on a hospital wall. Integrity is not a slogan print on a nurse badge. Integrity is what a doctor does when no one is watching. It's the nurse who tells the truth even when a lie would be easier. It's the moment a medical professional chooses the patient well-being over convenience, over profit, over their own comfort. And here is the uncomfortable truth. In healthcare, the gap between being watched and not being watched, and it's not a small gap. It can be the difference between life and death. We have all seen the headlines. A patient who never woke up after a routine procedure, a young life lost, and the answer that never quite added up. These are not just news stories. Behind every headline is a mother who never stopped asking why. A child who grew up without a parent. A community whose trust in the very system meant to protect them has been quietly, painfully broken. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a problem for doctors alone to solve. This is not a problem for hospital alone to fix. This is our problem, all of us together. Allow me to be clear. I'm not here today to condemn our healthcare workers. Most of them, the vast majority, are quiet heroes. They work double shift, they miss their children, they carry the weight of life and death decision every single day. They deserve our respect, not our suspicion. But integrity is not a one-way street. It's built on two sides. On one side, healthcare professionals must hold the line, treating every patient with the same honesty and dignity. regardless of their wealth, their status, of their ability to pay. A passion life should never be worthless simply because their wallet is empty. And on the other side, we the public carry a responsibility too. We must stop treating malpractice as just bad luck. We must have the courage to ask questions, to demand transparency, and to speak up not to destroy trust, but to rebuild it on a stronger foundation. Silence, my friends, is not a kindness. Silence is complicity. Some might say this is too idealistic, the system is too broken. But I refuse to believe that. Integrity does not require perfection. It requires honesty when mistakes happen, accountability when standards are broken, and courage when doing the right thing is the hard path. A doctor who admits an error and works to fix it shows more integrity than one who hides behind a perfect record built on silence. Imagine a healthcare system where a nurse feels safe reporting a colleague's mistakes without fear of retaliation. Imagine a hospital where a patient complaint is met with genuine investigation, not defensive denial. Imagine a society where we celebrate the whistleblower, not punish them. That is not a fantasy. That is a choice. And it is a choice we can make starting today, starting with each one of us. To every future doctor, nurse, and midwife listening today, remember that the coat you wear is not just a uniform, it's a promise. A promise that you will choose truth over comfort and the passion life over your own convenience. And to everyone else, to all of us who will one day sit in that waiting room again, remember this. Integrity in healthcare, it's not someone else's job to protect. It's ours too. Ask question, demand transparency, support those who do right, and never stay silent when something is wrong. That's important to all of us. Because in the end, a healthcare system is not measured only by its hospital, its technology, or its budget. It's measured by one simple thing. Can a mother at 3 a.m. in the darkest moment of her life still trust in the stranger in the white coat to do what is right even when no one is watching? The trust is fragile, but it's also powerful. And it always starts with integrity. Thank you. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.